I had an underlying condition that we didn't know. And then when I was a baby, I had a pretty severe concussion. And doctors, they just, you'll be fine. You know, they didn't think anything of it. And then when I hit puberty, that's when my symptoms got really bad.
One day she came home and said, I can't see the board. And so I said, okay, well, and I thought maybe reading glasses. And I took her to an optometrist who said she needed bifocals. And that was sort of one of the first concerning events with Courtney.
So we've been through a lot of different glasses, a lot of different people. And when I was in middle school, I just suddenly woke up and I couldn't see anything. Everything was blurry.
By about 8th or 9th grade, her problems became apparent, and there were severe, frequent migraines. There was nausea, and I started to understand the level of pain that she was in. And one day she came to me and said, I can't hide it anymore. And I said, what are you talking about? And you know, the whole thing came out, and I'm an attentive parent. I pay attention, and I was just shocked at how many problems I had missed and how she had been struggling. She's not one to complain. And so I think that somewhat exacerbated why we went so long without figuring out what was going on. But at the same time, I think Courtney was properly conserving her energy. She didn't have the energy to complain. So she just did what she had to do to get through the day.
The doctors really only focused on the headaches and migraines, and everything else was not important to them. They didn't care. It was, oh, that's odd. I wonder why that's happening, and they didn't do anything about it. They would prescribe me medicine that had horrible side effects. I went to school and collapsed. They had to bring me out in a wheelchair.
So one evening, I had begun doing research for Courtney, and I came across Clark Elliott's book, The Ghost in My Brain, and the Mind-Eye Clinic was mentioned, and as he described his sort of symptoms and the deterioration and then the slow recovery, and it was so inspiring. And you know, that was the beginning for us, coming to the Mind-Eye Institute. After so many experiences with different doctors, you don't want to get your hopes up. And so, you know, we tried to be kind of reasonable in our expectations, and Dr. Zelinsky has just been spectacular.
So coming here where they do care and they actually want to understand why things are happening, that was pretty nice. And I had a lot of car sickness and nausea, and having, you know, Dr. Zelinsky figure out how to help that was really good.
I think the thing that really calmed her system and got her sleeping again was the improvements coming from her glasses.
You know, I'm more stable, and I'm less nauseous and less car sick, and it's just good.
So I was very hopeful that as we came to Mind-Eye that they would be able to understand, they would be able to help. And you know, as Courtney says, it's incredibly gratifying in one moment as they're undergoing the test that she can't do something, and then with the different lenses she can. And I think for her, that was a lot of validation that someone believed her, someone could help her, and that in the moment she could see improvement. And you know, for me, you know, as a mom, you're sitting there saying, you know, I want to hug you to doctors. I think I did. So you know, it's very emotional. I mean, this has been a multi-year research effort, and you know, we've been coming to Mind-Eye for just about a year now, and her progress is amazing.